Welcome to the It's Been Said podcast. I'm your host, SAI Executive Director Lisa Ramey. Today's episode is a special edition of the It's Been Said podcast. Dave Daughton, Government Relations Director, will discuss his perspective on current legislative topics relevant to district and school administrators. He'll offer his insights on this subject matter periodically over the coming months. Let's hear from Dave.
Hi, everyone. This is Dave Daughton, Government Relations Director for School Administrators of Iowa, bringing you the SAI Legislative Update for Week 11 of the legislative session. This week was actually the lightest week of the entire session regarding movement of education bills, as both chambers worked on budget numbers and a few other items. Neither chamber met or acted on Thursday, and there were only a few bills that moved all week. I'm going to talk about those bills right now. Out of the Senate Education Appropriations Committee was Senate File 2390. That is the bill that required or allowed school districts to apply for grants for emergency health plans and AEDs. This bill was actually amended by the committee to be a study only of the current status of schools regarding AEDs and their replacements, with a report due back from the DE in January. This was a good amendment. Bills that moved out of the House. House File 2230 is the DE bill on teacher prep programs. This is the bill that would require a content-based assessment for teacher prep programs and additional training. That bill goes to the Senate. Senate File 2086 is the Junior Firefighter Program. This allows districts to create a program in collaboration with local fire departments. That bill goes to the governor. Senate File 2220 is the TAG and Accelerated Learning Plan bill. There is an amendment to this bill that allows time for development with the implementation set for July of 2027. That bill was amended, as I stated, and returned to the Senate. That was a good amendment to give us time to get things going on that. Finally, House File 2713 moved out of the House Education Appropriations Committee. It is a charter school bill that opens up additional opportunities for charter schools, including the use of TSS funds. That means the resident district will be sending TSS dollars to the charter schools. It also require schools to enter into agreements with community providers of preschool programs. And those were the only bills that moved out, so the list is quite a bit smaller this week. Throughout this session, I've mentioned to many of you that while many bills do not survive the funnel dates, they're never really dead, as they can appear in other bills as amendments. Senate File 2231 is a bill that was passed by the Senate and passed out of House Education, and so it was still alive. However, on Thursday, an amendment was filed. That amendment has not yet been approved. An amendment was filed that was originally the House bill that rewrites the social studies curriculum. That social studies bill did not clear the funnel, but may end up as part of another bill. This is a prime example of bills never being dead. Also, a large number of bills went on the unfinished business list on Thursday, which makes them eligible for debate as well. We will continue to watch for those types of maneuvering for the next several weeks. Most likely in the next couple of weeks will be very light as they continue to work on overall budget numbers. They will mix in a few bills for approval, and hopefully we can get some of the good education bills passed. I would encourage you to continue your advocacy in the areas that I mentioned last week. Those areas are, 1, the property tax bills. Keep focusing on keeping saved dollars for school districts and allowing districts to set their own parameters on what the unspent authorized budget should be. Talk to them and help them understand about unspent authorized budget, also about SAVE and how you use it. We talked about the student behavior bills. These are still being discussed back and forth between the House and Senate education leadership. Continue to talk to your legislators about that, about what we like about each bill. House File 2676 contains the physical education and extracurricular mandate, as well as the screen time language. Contact your senators about this bill and make sure they get the language about PE removed in an amendment and that the screen time language gets changed to make it work for all kids. We have been told that this is going to happen, have just not seen an amendment yet. So continue to advocate. Go to the written version from last week's report and get the talking points on these items if you have not contacted your senator and other legislators. As things slow down, it does give us more opportunity to share with legislators as they have less legislation to think about, and the same is true for us. It's also a great time for you to share your thoughts, help educate them on pieces of proposed bills. Many times this week, we heard that they had received an email or a phone call from a school administrator about a certain bill. That is great work by you, and keep it up. I hope you all have a great weekend and hang in there.